Not quite.
We're all ready. They also we're official.
I'm ready, but it's not quite. You may have
Hey,
to slide in at the last minute.
I got to figure out how to get that. Pretty much. You know,
That'll be less than 30 seconds.
keep your humor. Gonna work at the,
Go for it. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Clausen.
here,
Mr. Cox.
here,
Mr. Graven. Here. Mr. Phipps.
here.
Mayor Hall.
Here. Consent agenda. Items listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted by one motion. No separate discussion of these items will occur unless a council member requests an item to be removed from the consent agenda. If an item is removed from the consent agenda, it will be considered elsewhere on the agenda for this meeting. Prior to asking for a motion to approve the consent agenda, the mayor will ask if anyone desires to remove an item from the consent agenda for public discussion. Would anybody like to have an item removed from the consent agenda? Hearing none, I move to approve the substitute minutes of the regular meeting of January the 17th, 2023, the bills and payroll for the last half of January 2023, the home rehab payments, and resolution number 2023-3231, approving the continuance of a local state of emergency due to the coronavirus COVID-19. Have a second on that motion?
Second.
Commissioner Cox and roll call.
Mr. Clausen.
Yes.
Mr. Cox.
Yes.
Mr. Graven. Yes. Mr. Phipps.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes. Presentations, petitions, and communications. This portion of the city council meeting is reserved for persons who desire to address the council. The Illinois Open Meetings Act mandates that the city council may not take action on comments received on matters that had not been identified on this agenda. But the council may direct staff to address the topic or refer the matter for action on the agenda for another meeting. Persons addressing the council are requested to limit their presentations to 3 minutes and to avoid repetitious comments. We would also ask you to state your name and address for the record, as well as stand when speaking. Would anybody like to address the council tonight? Would anybody online like to address the council tonight?
It's just Ed.
What's it?
It's just Ed.
Hearing none, we will go to new business.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd make a motion to adopt resolution number 2023-3232, giving notice to the Illinois Department of Transportation of the 4th of July parade to be sponsored by the city of Mattoon.
Could I have a second on that motion?
I'll second it.
That was Commissioner Phipps, okay. And any questions, comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Mr. Cox.
Yes.
Mr. Graven. Yes. Mr. Phipps.
Yes.
Mr. Clausen.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
I motion to adopt resolution number 2023-3233, giving notice to the Illinois Department of Transportation of the Bagel Fest parade to be sponsored by the city of Mattoon.
Second on that motion.
I'll
Mr. Phipps. Okay, and any questions?
Motion.
Any questions, comments on that one? Hearing none, roll call.
Mr. Graven. Yes. Mr. Phipps.
Yes.
Mr. Clausen.
Yes.
Mr. Cox.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
I motion to adopt resolution number 2023-3234, giving notice to the Illinois Department of Transportation of the Veterans Day Parade to be sponsored by the city of Mattoon.
And a second on that motion.
I'll second that one.
Thank you, Commissioner Phipps. And comments or questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Phipps.
Yes.
Mr. Clausen.
Yes.
Mr. Cox.
Yes.
Mr. Graven. Yes. Mayor Hall.
Yes.
I motion to adopt resolution number 2023-3235, giving notice to the Illinois Department of Transportation of the Celebrate Downtown Parade to be sponsored by the city of Mattoon.
And a second on that motion.
I'll second that.
Okay, Commissioner Phipps. And comments, questions?
Just real quick, Mayor, just thanks to Angelia and her staff and all the volunteers that it takes to put these parades on each year. It's a great community event and people look forward to those. So appreciate the efforts and look forward to those again this year.
Great. Roll call.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Graven. Yes. Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Motion to adopt special ordinance number 2023-1849, authorizing the sale of lots 49 and 59 in Lake Paradise subdivision to Philip Goldman, owner of a home on leased premises at lots 49 and 59, Lake Paradise subdivision, and authorizing the mayor to sign all documents necessary to complete the transaction, commonly known as 3009 East Lake Paradise Road.
And a second on that motion.
I'll second.
Commissioner Graven, and any comments on that, anybody? None? Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Graven. Yes. Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Motion to adopt special ordinance number 2023-1850, authorizing the approval of a water main easement for the Lake Mattoon Public Water District, and the mayor and city clerk to sign the easement.
And a second on that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Cox, and any comments on that motion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Graven. Yes. Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes. I move to approve council decision request 2023-2322, approving the appointment of Officer Travis Schumacher to regular employment status with the Mattoon Police Department after successful completion of his probationary period effective 2/12 of 23. A second on that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Clausen, and comments.
Doing a great job as expected.
Okay. Roll call.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Graven. Yes. Mayor Hall.
Yes.
I motion to approve council decision request 2023-2323, approving the appointment of firefighter James Heffley to regular employment status with the Mattoon Fire Department after successful completion of his probationary period effective 2/5/23.
And a second on that motion.
I'll second it.
Commissioner Phipps, and any comments?
Sure. James is here this evening.
Right back there, okay?
James had started with us back on February 5th, went to the Spring Academy, got great reviews from his instructors. Is doing a great job, has met all the training requirements, and he's currently enrolled in the paramedic class at McLean College.
Okay. James, I assume that the chief told you you'd have to speak tonight, talking for about 15 minutes or so?
That's a negative.
That's a negative. That's a negative? You seem pretty clear on that. Okay, so,
right.
all right, we'll have roll call.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Graven. Yes. Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Congratulations, James.
Appreciate it.
I motion to approve council decision request 2023-2324, authorizing the employment of Anthony J. Nichols as a probationary firefighter for the Mattoon Fire Department, effective February 9th, 2023, contingent upon successful completion of background, physical, and psychological exams.
And a second on that motion.
Second.
Commissioner,
I beat him.
you beat it? Commissioner
He's
Clausen.
not going to get him
He's
all.
had way too many anyway.
No kid.
Commissioner Clausen, second. Got that.
No, I made to read.
And comments.
Absolutely. AJ has successfully passed today, all the requirements. Today was his final hurdle to cross, which was the physical out at Sarah Bush. And this whole process with AJ makes me feel extremely old, because I've known AJ since he was his boy's age. AJ is coming to us as a true third-generation firefighter, is his grandfather. Gary, retired a captain. His father, Tony, retired chief of the Mattoon Fire Department. So we are excited and looking forward to getting
Absolutely.
AJ on board and going. He will be here for a brief amount of time, 6 shifts to be exact, before he is shipped off to Academy.
Nice.
Going to be a lot going on in the next 6.
All right.
For that young man.
So that half of the room is the Nichols family. You got a few other visitors. If that makes you, yeah,
Yeah.
if that makes you feel old, AJ's grandfather and I graduated together.
Wow.
That was back, is that World War II, Gary? I can't remember. It was farther? World War I.
Come on.
It's a good thing you're not being hired by. Yeah.
And there you go.
Right on cue.
Okay, so
Wow.
we're roll call.
Commissioner Cox,
Yes.
Commissioner Graven. Yes. Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen,
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Now, Mayor, I did ask AJ if he was prepared to make remarks, and just because James kind of let the cat out of the bag, they doesn't have to do that.
Well, he can still impress us if he wants to.
I'll just say thank you for the opportunity to serve this great city. So I look forward to it.
Very good. Good job.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, AJ.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve council decision request 2023-2325, approving the water and sewer billing adjustment in the amount of $2,954.98 on behalf of Marianantha Baptist Church located at 3522 Powell Lane.
And a second on that motion. Who's going to fight with us?
I'll second. Go ahead.
Commissioner Cox won that one? All right, and any comments, questions about that?
We're just finding, as Bethel has another couple more coming, is that these are all as a result of the Christmas freeze.
Yeah.
A lot of water pipes that broke and billing cycle is kicking in, so there'll be a few more coming.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Any other comments, anybody? Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Graven.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes. Department reports, starting with City Administrator, Community Development, Kyle Gill.
Basically, just the end of last week and this week has been focused all on budgets, getting prepared for the budget. Beth and I have met several times going over revenues and the expenditures that we are aware of. The department heads turned all their budgets in last week. We've been going over them and starting to meet with the department heads this week, and we hope to have that completed in the next couple days. And said it's been fairly busy on that. I do also want to remind everybody about the chamber dinner, annual dinner is February 25th, 2023. If you guys are wanting to go, please let me know. And that's all I have unless you guys have questions.
Any questions? Okay, next we have City Attorney Dan Jones.
Couple things on my end. I sent everybody on the city council the decision we got from the Liquor Control Commission on the Rob Perry Grapefruit and Spirits. They have upheld Mayor Gober's decision all those years ago, it seems like, to revoke that liquor license. So we're very happy about that. Everybody did a good job with their presentation on the trial. Rob's got 35 days to appeal. I think we're a week into it or whatever. And so if he has that, he appeals to the circuit court under the Administrative Review Act. He doesn't get any more evidence, doesn't get to call any more witnesses. So I think we're doing well there. Quackenbush, we had a hearing last week. Tim has been ill, has asked for more time to make some progress on his cleaning. I think the judge is giving him one more chance. We've got a hearing on April 13. The judge has outlined the progress he wants to see, and I can provide everybody with copies of what he wants to see by April 13. And if he doesn't see it, he's going to just total up the total fines and assess a judgment against him for the money. So, and I'll report back on that. Happy to answer questions about any of that.
Any questions?
How does that work with the fines, but does it still get the property still going to be in the same
Shape.
same shape?
Right.
Right. So do the
And-
fines continue after that point, or how do?
He's going to enter a final judgment on the numbers. And so we can ask pursuant to the statute or the ordinance, $750 fine every day, which he won't do that. But there have been provincially over $5,000 in fines awarded. He's given Tim the chance to clean up and get those fines abated, but he hasn't done it yet after however long it's been. So we'll see if he makes progress. If he makes progress sufficient to impress the judge by April 13, we'll go the next step and give him a new set of outlines. But no, and what you have to remember is our city ordinances are written that we can do a couple of things. We can fine them, or we can do what's called the clean and lien of the property. We come up and clean it and then put a lien on the property. And unfortunately, we don't have the money to clean up that property. But our ordinances are not written such that we can go on the property and make him clean it up.
Right.
So that the option then is to fine and say, hey, we'll abate the fine if you clean it up. And that's what the judge has always tried to do. We're 4 years into the project, so.
Yeah. Good. Any other questions? Okay, City Clerk Susan O'Brien.
Just worked on preparing for the budget, and I am presently preparing for the work comp audit. That's all I have.
Any questions for Susan? Finance, Beth Wright.
So I've also been busy with the budget, but I think it's coming together. I have revenue tracking. The two items that are new since the last meeting are utility tax for the month of January and the video gaming tax for the month of February. You see that the video gaming tax is sort of leveling out. Roughly 55,000 a month. And year to date compared to the year prior, we're up just a little over $1 million from last year, which is good news. Restricted cash in general fund, $10.9 million as of today. And on the 17th of January, it was 11.4, but we haven't received any of our sales tax money, which should be coming in any day now. And that's all I have to report.
Any questions for Beth? Okay, hearing none, we go to Public Works, Dean Barber.
We have received permission to bid the bike trail extension from 10th Street to 16th Street. Plans to go out to bidders in 2 weeks. Bids are due on March 29th. Church just finished the last set of comments on the streetscaping plans from 16th Street to 14th Street. We're still in the process with DCO grant. And don't have permission to bid yet, but we are working towards that. All the plans are done, which is positive progress. We did our first day of street sweeping today. We are downtown, the streets done. We're going to sweep every day that is 50 degrees now that we have good work.
Okay.
So I have to report.
Any questions for Dean? All right, next is Fire Chief Jeff Gilligoss.
Thank you, Mayor. Since the last meeting, the guys have answered 132 calls for service. 3 of those were structure fires. 2 of them here in town, 1 in Charleston. Inspectors did 9 inspections and follow-ups. The guys did training. Their EMS training was over strokes. Technical rescue was patient packaging, and then they were making a lot of noise in the hallway early this week doing RIT training, bringing people up stairs. I didn't realize how loud that was going to be until those bells started going off in the hallway down there. Thank you for hiring AJ and letting James slide in here. I've been working on, since hiring AJ, that is the final person on the current list. So we have a new test date that I signed for today of April 29th. So we'll be starting this process again. Been doing a lot of work with the new CAT training writing an AFG grant for a new truck, working with Whitney on that, and then just day-to-day stuff. So that's all I've got unless anybody's got anything.
So what's our firefighter count out at now?
25 until the 15th. And then we lose Ricky Hirschberger to Urbana. So we will be back down to,
24. February 15th?
yes, it's his last shift.
Any other questions for Jeff? Police Chief Sam Gaines?
Congrats, AJ. Since we last met 3 weeks ago, had 1,406 calls for service, 69 arrests. I did send out 2022 year-end reports. I assume everyone's had a chance to look at that. I'll go over some of those numbers briefly. Calls for service was 29,299 compared to 28,058 the year before. Arrests were up 1,079 compared to 931 the year before. Traffic accidents, 450, was actually down from 507 the year prior. Public nuisance issued 281 to 301, about the same. Traffic-wise, 2,575 stops compared to 1,882 the year before. 1,177 citations written compared to the 1,091 the year before. 1,373 warnings compared to 794 the year before. 56 DUIs compared to 27 DUIs the year before. Detective caseload, our 4 detectives carried 394 cases last year compared to 385 the year before. Computer forensics, 141 computers examined, electronic devices examined, compared to 119 the year before. And then the one that always gets me, in Coles County, there were 663 felonies filed last year. 51% of those, 341 of them, were Manitoba PD cases. That's out of all agencies: Charleston, Coles County Task Force, State Police. Anyone who brings a case to the Coles County Courthouse, we have 51% of the felonies. Compared to 46% of them the year before. There were 636 filed and we had 294. That's all I got.
Any questions, Sam? And then we have, last but not least, a new report.
Community development too.
Community development and then.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're, yeah, okay. Sorry about that, Angelia.
Okay.
I didn't,
That's okay.
yeah. No, we're going to let you talk first. Arts and Tourism, Angelia Burgett.
You know, I've been last for over 20 so it feels good to see the pressure off. A couple of things I handed out to you. The one I want to pay most attention to is the flyer. I had mentioned probably late fall that we had received a $30,000 grant from the Legalist Library Scholarship Fund, which we have a relationship with already. And so as a result of those funds, there is a workshop series, of which one of them just happened Sunday and Monday this week. And at least for now, we know that there probably is going to be a community component and there's definitely a student component. So this last weekend, Sunday night in the Lone Elmer, we had Mary Bonds, who is if you're a quilter, she's like gold because her family, she's a legacy of in the quilt world. And she went, she also went today twice to Lift and once over to WEIU. There's a video online for you to see her talking to Jeff Owens, which is really good. Incredible response, incredible feedback from the students and from, of course, the quilt community on Sunday night. So looking forward, we have Craig Titley, Matt Chanzo, Craig Titley coming in March. Christina DeLay, who's our local writer, self-published, but is here in Mattoon in April. And then we have Temple Brandon, Dr. Temple Brandon coming in October, which is a huge get. And the details will be coming soon. There's a lot of excitement around all those folks. So the great part about it is that they're really reaching out to students to talk about how to have creative potential. So very excited about that. Additionally, I gave you guys a flyer, just had a lot of the arts activities that are forthcoming. And so be on the lookout for those and the details. We're working on light works. We're getting all of our plans made for new displays, including the thing for Heritage Park and for Bagel Bites. We decided on the first Friday of May, June, and August for that concert series. That's it.
Any questions for Angelia? Now we go to our last presenter from Planning and Community Development, Alex Benishek.
All right, yeah. So been here a month. It's been great so far. Haven't been fired yet. That's a good sign, I hope. So yeah, we got 6 zoning guidance requests. The most interesting one in the past 2 weeks was somebody wants to put in at 105 Detroit Drive a basically unmanned fueling station. And we don't have any ordinance related to that, so that's something we're going to bring to the planning board. Jeff hooked me up with connection to that. State ordinances, we'll probably model ours on that. Also looking at some image trend software that the fire department provided access to. I have a little packet up there for the council members. There's an economic development PDF we've made. And it doesn't really display that well printed, but it's going to be on the website. That we create to basically have a one-stop shop for any type of developer that wants to come into the community, be it residential, commercial, working on a GIS map of all the city-owned and private development properties that are ready to go for that type of development. Housing subdivision design is complete for the Lumpkin property potentially. And then we are having Central Illinois Land Bank Authority, talked to Mattoon and Motion about potentially having a partnership with them. It would allow us to have more ability to have pieces of home rule applied to housing problems in the community. So it's a huge plus for us. So they're going to talk to us. And we have secured a full partnership with IDA's Community Revitalization Program. Basically got 30 grand worth of free planning for the community. So that's huge and it's going to help out with our housing study. And then later this month, we'll be presenting along with the Mattoon Chamber of Commerce at the 34th Annual Rural Community Economic Development Conference on the Move to Mattoon program, which is now at capacity. We've achieved our goals in terms of MOU signing. Now we got all 5 families committed to come here, and all of them are coming in July. So really exciting stuff. And yeah, really that's pretty much it.
Any questions for Alex? Anybody? A lot of good stuff going on. That's good. And now we go to the comments by the council, starting with Commissioner Clausen.
Thank you, Mayor. Congrats again, AJ, James, Travis. This town's very blessed with the police and fire departments and, of course, Public Works as well. It's good to see the street sweepers out today, Dean, or maybe yesterday. Getting rid of some of that sand. We have advertised and we're taking applications for the open position in the Parks Department. This will be the replacement for Richie Orr, who just recently retired. Community Dog Park, we've been having some meetings and we've got some additional projects planned into 2023 for that as well. So that's all I have.
Any questions, Commissioner Cox?
Clausen.
Next is Mr. Cox.
There you go.
Commissioner Cox.
James, congratulations. Hear good reports about you from Chief Hilligoss, and I know you're going to have a good long career here. So congratulations, and AJ, congratulations to you as well. I know same future is awaiting you. You're going to have a good long future here, and we're happy to have you. And it's good to see your family here today as well. So with that, that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, now we go to Commissioner Graven.
Congratulations to all the guys that are on board now. And other than that, that's all I got.
Last but not least, Mr. Phipps.
Congrats, James and AJ. Still a Cub fan? Can I rescind my vote? Or?
Yeah.
Congratulations, welcome aboard.
Maybe he'll change. Maybe he'll learn something.
I'm hoping. That's all I have.
Okay. Just real quick from me, the last couple of weeks, working with the Housing Committee, Sports Complex on the TIF, the 501c3 filing, some grants, supported some grant applications, talked to several citizens about issues that have come up, just sort of normal day-to-day things. this next week. Again, Illinois Municipal League, which I'm a member of, got a meeting with that group, Sports Complex, and the TIF fundraising. That's still going on. Spending some time on a liquor ordinance to try to get some things going there. It's been busy. Anybody have any questions for me offhand? Okay, next item is adjournment.
Mayor, I'd make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, anybody would like to second that?
I'll second that, Mayor.
Commissioner Phipps, and roll call.
Commissioner Phipps,
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Cox,
Yes.
Commissioner Graven. No. Mayor Hall.
Yes. Meeting adjourned. Got a lot of things to sign. See that?